day to you, my friend, and welcome back to the Higher Grounds Podcast, coming to you from the Dungeon Studio of the Higher Grounds Podcast Complex in Monroe, North Carolina. We have just gotten back from a break and have been in the lounge area of the podcast room discussing fishing of all things. We've been having a good time. I told Joe, we need to bring some fishing videos to the podcast and let you see what we do in fellowship here. We were just out fellowshipping together on the boat recently.
Yeah, we were. Yeah.
We didn't clean up that night, but we caught some good fish.
You caught some good ones, yeah.
Yeah. Who did?
You did.
Say it again.
You did.
I did.
Yeah, the professional.
I caught a couple of of good cats.
Caught a couple of catfish, yeah.
Yeah, your dad tried to kill me. Nearly broke my neck.
He
knocked my brains out.
That one.
Yeah, he took off in the boat, and I was sitting in a rocking chair.
A rock.
Well, it's a big boat now.
Yeah, it's a big boat.
And so I had one of the camp chairs, my camp chair that's got rockers on it. He took off, and the rockers went backwards, and I flipped.
Hit your head.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah. You broke our boat.
Did it?
Yeah, your head broke our boat.
Are you serious? Oh, I figured it did. Yeah, I caught. Did you saw the big bass I caught the other day?
You showed me a couple.
Nice. But I was more impressed with you call them crappie, I call them crappie.
Crappie.
Let's call the whole thing off.
I call them both. I
anyway,
switch between the two.
That was a big.
That was big one.
I caught a big white crappie the other day. And it surprised everybody I was fishing with. The size of that fish. So. I turned it back. I was a good guy. Turned it back in.
See, I'm not like you. I would have eaten them.
And now, this is out of the camera shot, okay? But there is a new addition to the museum here at the Higher Grounds Podcast. Of course, we have our deer that are on the walls here, and we got a room full of deer on the other side of the hallway in another room of the compound. And then we've got new to my right, out of camera shot, but right in front of our tree.
I can pick them up and bring them up.
Well, don't do that. It's just
wrong.
Yeah, just wrong.
Just wrong.
But we have a full body mounted coyote. We call him Wiley. Wiley the coyote. Wiley E. Coyote. And he is given to us from Brother Keith. Well, Matt Langston gave him to me from the collection of Brother Keith Rushing. Keith was a friend of ours and died in a tragic car accident early this year. I preached Keith's funeral, and out of his collection, we received Wiley E. And then we got Bobby the cat on the table. Oh, Bobby the cat. Yeah. He is a good-looking shoulder-mounted bobcat. I'd like to have up in the corner a full-size mountain lion on a rock from corner to corner.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty.
All you need then is the black bear, and you got the whole mountain.
I got my black bears at the taxidermist, and it's been there a while. Yeah, I got a black bear. We're going to have like a 3/4 mount done on him, but looking forward to getting that in.
See, I'm not as rich as you. I can't have all these fancy mounts. I just have Christopher European mount all my deer and stuff.
Oh, and Christopher, my son Christopher, does a jam-up job.
It's a good job. He does
he's a perfectionist, and he does a good job on European mounts. And if you want us to put you in touch with the greatest artist of all time, just ask him. He'll tell you. Brother Herman Parker. And Parker's Taxidermy in Monroe, North Carolina. You will receive an excellent piece of artwork. He is as good as they come. A champion award-winning taxidermist.
He's not going to cut a corner.
Not going to cut a corner. Promise. And nor is he going to cut the price.
No.
That's right. You're going to pay for it, and it will be worth it. And it'll be here when your great-grandchildren are on the scene and you're dead and gone. But on top of that, we have Christopher and Christopher's European and exotics business, and he does a great job with those. We outdoorsy kind of people,
Yeah,
ain't we?
we are. We kind of.
Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I've been thinking about getting me?
What?
A saddle broke mule.
That would fit you well.
A saddle broke mule, just to ride.
Like, what's that preacher?
Sheffy.
Yeah.
Riding around on my mule with my little lambskin.
Oh, yeah. I can see
Calling down forked lightning on them mountain liquor steels.
Oh, yeah. We're going to have a movie after you.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Not Sheffy, but Andy.
Andy. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I could see it.
You can see. I can see it, man.
I can see it.
Riding through the forest, the sunlight glistening off your head and all, looking like one of them saints out of the old pictures. Yeah.
Right. On my mule.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'd have me like a $3,000 saddle on it. So I'm gonna make it look good.
Yeah. Make it look.
Yeah. I'm just, these thoughts have inspired me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have inspired me. I told Joe, I said, we need to bring a segment to the podcast where we go fishing, film it, and let you all see how we fellowship.
Yeah.
Call it the Fellowship Hour.
Fellowship. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be great. Well, how's things in your world? Let us know. This is the beauty of social media. You can type in and say, y'all are a bunch of foolish individuals and I never want to hear from you again. And we will say, well, join the crowd. Yeah. And then you can say, well, y'all have been a blessing to us. And we can just say, well, join the crowd.
It's happened both ways.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, so summer is nearing a close. And aren't you very happy that as summer nears a close, you don't have to worry about going back to school again, high school again?
Yes, very happy.
How does that feel?
Thrilling.
Does it feel
It's thrilling.
liberating?
Yes, it is. It's thrilling. It's different. It's a load of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, how's the courting going? How's courting? Your courting business, how's that going?
Court? What? I'm about to say, am I courting somebody I don't know about?
So, you're not asking anybody to marry you?
No,
Okay.
Definitely not. No.
Okay. Well, I mean, there's always
No,
tomorrow.
sir. No, sir.
Yeah. Has anybody ever told you today? Has anybody today told you they appreciated you?
I'm not falling for that one again. No, we're not. For those of you who don't know, I love my pastor. Okay,
You can't help it.
I can't. I can't help it. Yes, he's you either love him or you hate him, one or the other.
No, that is true.
But he has this way of just taking, I don't even know what you call them, just things and just driving you crazy with them. And this is one of them right here. Tell the joke. Tell it how it goes. Tell it.
Well, this is not original. Needless to say, this in the prayer room. We got two guys that just go at one another every week, and it's funny. It's funny. And then we have some guys that are a little softer, thinner skinned who can't take it. They don't like it, but I love it. And so they came in one day, and Brother Brandon looks at Steve, and he says, Brother Steve, he said, I know we kid around. I know we joke back and forth, brother. I know we do, but I appreciate you. He said, has anybody today told you they appreciated you? He said, well, no. He said, well, there's always tomorrow. I like to spit my coffee clean across the room when he said that.
You've used that so many times since then.
Oh, yeah, I have. I really have. It's great.
Everybody.
It's great.
Mm-hmm.
We have a girl at the office, and it was December. And, people at Christmas, wear the sweaters. It's getting a little chilly and put sweaters on. So I walked in, and she had a Christmas-themed sweater on, and I walked in and said, oh, is it ugly sweater day? And they have never let me live that down.
Never
no.
will. No.
And she said, I will never wear that sweater again. Yeah. So I'm sorry. Yeah.
You're very skilled in that regard.
Hey, listen to this. I was preaching a men's conference in Canada recently. And, and I said, gentlemen, I want you to know, I said, I love my mother-in-law. I said, my mother-in-law is a wonderful woman. I said, I never hear from her. She never causes us any difficulties, never causes us any problems at all. I said, I really do have my mother-in-law's an angel. She's been dead 10 years.
So you just say stuff like that. Nobody would think to say that. You just...
Yeah. A preacher friend of mine said, he said, me and my mother-in-law, he said, we have a hard time. I said, I know. He said, I don't hate my mother-in-law. I said, I never thought you did. He said, I don't hate her. He said, "Now I would unplug her life support so I could make a cup of coffee, but I don't need her."
Oh, have mercy. Is this what it's like to be married?
It is.
Yeah.
It really is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't relate yet. But
It's,
I can
it's
only
a slow,
imagine.
painful death.
Yeah.
I hope my wife doesn't watch. I hope it's like always, and she doesn't watch my podcast.
Have
So.
mercy.
Amen.
We love you, Miss Bev.
We
You
love
are.
Miss Beverly.
Aunt B, you're the best cook around.
Now,
here, and you
see,
know
now I
it.
would have to concur.
Yes.
I have to concur. And she did cook a little something last night I wasn't too fond of, but I mean,
I didn't say a word.
no, but I
never
mean the
said a
chicken was
thing.
good. I'm not into Italian stuff, and she
yeah.
Italian did
Yeah,
that pretty
you're
good.
you're not Italian person.
No, I'm not. No.
I
So
wonder why.
I got a question for you. How's your summer been? Summer 2024.
It's been very busy.
It has been
very busy.
It started on May the 17th with your graduation.
It did.
And has been rocking and rolling ever
Ever
since.
since. Yep. Youth meetings left and right.
So did it
camps.
start with the GBC teen camp, or was it before then? Did you get started before then with
Yes,
anything?
it was the GBC teen camp. Yeah,
So
that's
in
what kicked it
June,
off.
I mean, you graduated in May, and like a week later,
Yeah.
or I mean, 2 weeks later, or whatever, 3 weeks later. Well, it's a month because camp started on 17th. So within a month, of course, hay season was during late May.
Yep.
You were cutting hay, baling hay, and then in comes the GBC teen camp season, and it was on. So tell me how did GBC go for you?
It went pretty well. You know, we had some things happen, but I mean, that's expected with any teen camp. You're going to have things happen. When you get a bunch of snotty-nosed, bratty teenagers together, you can only imagine what's going to come.
And you would know you are one.
Yeah. You never cease to remind me.
Yes,
never
yes.
do. But no, we had a great time. Had some great preaching. Didn't have as many preachers as we usually do.
Had
this
good
camp.
preachers.
Had good preachers, yeah,
Yeah.
because we had you.
Hey, I fished for that one.
Hey,
Caught that one.
you
didn't
got that one right there. But no, we had some great preaching, and didn't get to hear any of the morning chapel. I was out working in the field. I was kind of a half worker, half camper.
Right.
But got to work with Brother Lane Jewett, which was a joy.
Old Lane he's a trip, isn't he?
He's a great
He's
guy.
great.
I love him. But had a good time with that. Great
Redneck
preaching.
as they come.
Redneck
Really?
as they come. It don't get any better than that. And some of you people, you don't know what that's like. But
Yeah, I know.
they're
Some
one of a kind.
city folkers.
One of a kind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some of these kids we got kind of these camps don't even know what an ant bite is. So
I know.
Oh,
we
have mercy.
we take joy in introducing them to the fire ant hills, don't we?
yes, it's wonderful. Go stand over there in the field real quick. Let me know
That's
how
right. Yeah, on that little pile.
Yeah,
there.
on that little pile.
Yeah.
And nobody died.
No, not this year.
Not this year. So
Isn't that a blessing?
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
No insurance claim.
Now, I had some that wanted to kill each other during the camp. I told them, I said, wait till you get home.
Yeah,
so
and
you're
then
not
kill
on the
one
property.
another.
Then you can.
That's
do it.
right.
Yeah.
That's
so wait
right.
for that. But no, in all seriousness, I had a great camp,
Yeah.
great preaching. You preached, I mean, phenomenal.
The Lord
sermon.
helped us.
That was
out
one
of
of the,
Ezekiel.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was one of the, I think that's one of the most, that's definitely the sternest, one of the sternest messages, most convicting messages I've ever heard you preach.
Yeah, it was out of Ezekiel 24 about where God took the life of Ezekiel's wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then other preaching throughout the week. Brother Paul Moss did a great
Oh,
job.
he always does.
Always
Yeah.
does. Always. Yeah.
Now, the next week, we left here and went to LOM, Light on the Mountain.
Light on-
My knee was beginning to bother me somewhat in our teen camp.
Mm-hmm.
But when we got to LOM, it kicked in with a vengeance.
When you're at a camp that's uphill all week long.
The whole thing's uphill.
Everything.
Yeah. Ain't no wonder people get saved. They say, like, if going to hell's any worse than climbing this
worse
mountain
than
every
this.
day, I don't want to
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
So they get born again.
Yeah. But we had a great week there too. Great preaching throughout the week. And I tell you, I was thrilled because, you know, we had a first time there during the morning service on Tuesday, I want to say. I think it was Tuesday. Preacher John Milton
Yes.
for the first time.
Yes.
And he's been moderating that camp for how long? Brother Paul Moss is moderating
30-something
now.
years, 34 years.
30-something years. First time he's ever preached under the arbor at
Isn't that
Light
amazing?
on the Mountain.
Now, he's preached a lot of bootleg sermons.
A lot of boot. Yeah, he said, I preached a lot of bootlegs. I ain't never been the speaker though.
Yeah.
Under the under the arbor. And so that was a joy. Somebody got saved during that
Amen.
service too.
Amen.
And I saw a couple saved, some from our church.
Yes.
Pete got saved
Yes.
there at camp.
Yes.
And so had a great time with that, great preaching all week long.
Yeah.
And,
We got baptism coming up this upcoming
we
Sunday
do.
night,
Yeah.
with some of our converts.
yeah, and during the night service, we had Brother David Young
Yes.
for the first couple nights. That was a joy. See Brother David. Hear him
David's a
preach.
great preacher.
He is.
Got a heart for young people.
And then we had Brother Jeff Ledbetter for the last 2 nights. And Brother Jeff always does a great job.
Then you got to throw in Jeff Brown.
Brother Jeff Brown preached a
preached
great sermon.
Tremendous.
Great sermon.
On technology.
And technology, the apple of your eye.
Yeah. Rip snorted and blowed, didn't he?
Oh, yeah, that
Wow.
he did. With gout in his hand the whole time.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
You know a thing or two about preaching with gout, don't you?
Not in my hand, but in my foot. I think I'd rather have it in my hand than my foot, though.
I've seen you come in on crutches with gout.
Oh, yeah. I've suffered with that gout business.
Yeah. So, yeah, Lion the Mountain, great job. Again, had some things happen, some kids and all, but like I say, it's going to happen. So I've gotten used to it at this point.
We've had to rip a few faces off from time to time, but it's all right.
And questionable whether or not there was some demonic activity at one point, but it's just something that happens. I've seen worse.
You got teenagers, you're going to have demonic activity.
They're like, oh, there goes
Little
another
demons.
one. Yeah, there goes another one.
Yeah.
But I had a great week there.
Hey, you made a trip to Tennessee.
We did. Just came back this past week from the Smoky Mountain Youth Revival.
Affectionately referred to
as SMR.
SMR.
Old SMR.
SMYR.
Yeah, not Smyrna, but SMR.
That's over in Newport, Tennessee, the
Right
place
around
where I
you
grew
were
up.
from.
Yeah.
And, of course, the pastor there, Brother Jeff Ledbetter,
Yes.
moderating that meeting, had some phenomenal preaching throughout.
Who all did
the
you get to
week.
hear preach?
Oh, have mercy. Let me start thinking. Some ones to come. Michael Lindsay kicked it off.
Oh, what a preacher. Yeah.
And that was I think that was one of the best sermons I was talking about I ever heard him preach on the devil's looking for a clean place to spit.
Wow.
And that was a great one. And just to get grief throughout the week, heard Brother Jared Eagle, who preached at our Jubilee.
Jaron.
Yeah, Jaron Eagle.
J-A-R-O.
Jaron Eagle. And had Brother Paul Moss preach again. And during the night services, had some phenomenal preaching in the night service. We had Brother Chad Watson. Chad Watson
Never
started
gets
us off
any,
on the first
doesn't
night.
get any better than Chad.
No, great preacher. And then the second night, we had Brother Keith Voiles.
Yes.
Yeah, Brother Dale Massengale's church, great preacher.
Amen.
And who was that second? Who was the first preacher that night? Because
Jeff preached.
Yeah, Brother Jeff Ledbetter
preached.
preached. He preached on you have to see it for yourself. That was the theme of the camp.
Yeah.
You got to see it for yourself. And so that was a great sermon. Then on the last night, we had Brother Michael Poindexter and, of course, the great Barry Rackley.
The great Barry Rackley.
With his Rackleyisms.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Man, I got plenty of Rackleyisms written
I don't know
down.
if there's a more quotable preacher.
Oh, I mean, not in this era.
No, definitely not.
There is always the quotable Tozier or the quotable Raven
He's
Hill.
the quotable Tozier of today.
The quotable Vance Havner,
Yeah.
but Rackley, I think Rackley just sits around and that's all he does think of them. Yeah.
Yeah, all day long.
Yeah.
That's the majority of his study time is just thinking,
how can I
make
this?
a quote out of this? Yeah.
He does a good job.
He just does it time after time.
That's all we can say.
It's wonderful.
Wesley preached too, didn't he?
Brother Wesley did preach. He
Yeah.
preached on, as a matter of fact, I remember because I told him the sermon he preached it right after I got called to preach a couple of years back. And he preached on Let Me Run.
Yeah, he preached that at our youth camp years ago.
I told him, I said, man, that's one of my favorite sermons you preach. I was looking forward to hearing that again. So he did a great job with that and just had phenomenal preaching throughout the week. As a matter of fact, he said it himself on last night. He said, you could die right now and say you've heard some of the best preaching.
Yeah, he told me. I spoke to him last week, the end of last week when he got back home, and he said that it was a great. Matter of fact, he wasn't home. I guess it was Thursday when I spoke to him last week, and he said it went tremendous. That meeting's a little different than it's not really a youth camp.
It's not a youth camp, no. It's more of a youth meeting.
Yeah.
And then also, this just came to mind, another sermon that stood out to me, great sermon by Chad Bailey, Brother Chad, and always does a great job. But he preached on thinking biblically about the transgender movement.
Yeah, he told me he had that message together. Was it good?
It was a good sermon.
Amen.
It was a good sermon. Yes.
Amen. He's a very brilliant guy.
He is very smart.
Very smart, well read. out of all those preachers, I mean, it's hard to pick one that's going to miss.
Yeah.
I mean, those guys.
I mean, all
I think Wesley Webb is probably one of the greatest preachers. Not very many people know.
And he's one of the most humble men you'll ever meet.
Yeah. Well, he tries.
He can't live up to your standard.
No, I'm just saying that.
Humble.
But Wesley and Wesley grew up in Newport.
Yeah.
Okay. We grew up like 5 houses apart. And I coached him in high school when he was in high school basketball. He wasn't big around as a pencil and little short thing, but I was probably 19 years of age when I coached. So it didn't please don't make it sound like I'm a lot older than him. I think I may be 4 or 5 years older than Wesley. But man, that team he was on could not win. They couldn't win a game. I think we won one game, and it was like we won the Super Bowl, or the NBA Finals when we won that game.
Yeah.
And it went, it was crazy. Yeah. And I think that game I finally quit coaching and said, I'll just go play and have a good time. So they won. So it's probably the coach's problem, not the team's problem that we were so bad.
It's all a matter of opinion.
It's all a matter of opinion. Matter of perspective.
Yeah, that's what they say,
Yeah.
And so, we had a good time at the camps and all.
Well, we got another camp or two that we're going to be in.
Oh, yeah.
Probably by the time this airs, we will have either we will be in a camp or we will be close to a camp. Yeah. I just got back from Canada, and great meeting in Canada. Yeah. Just got back from I flew into Wichita, Kansas, and went to OKC, to Oklahoma City, just getting back from there. Brother Shem Durham and his people are fine people. They're in Perry, Oklahoma, Calvary. We've got the Bethany Baptist Camp coming up on August. It'll actually be the July 31st, August 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, and I think that correlates to the Timothy Conference, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah, so we're going to miss the Timothy Conference because we're going to be in that particular camp. And then what else we got going on? I got Alaska the end of August, and then coming into September, we've got the GBC Jubilee 50th year of the Galilee Baptist Church. 50 years, isn't that something?
Big
and
time.
We want you to come be with us at the GBC Jubilee 50-year anniversary. You come be with us. I have yet to determine whether or not, and we will have the December camp, because I may be laid up with a knee replacement in November and December if I can make it that long. And if you would pray with me about that, because my schedule is pretty busy in August, it's pretty busy in September, it's busy in October, and then November and December kind of lets up a little bit. And hopefully, if I need surgery, I'll have it done in that period of time if the Lord will help us. So do pray about that. I'm glad you had a good summer.
Oh, yeah. It's been great.
Yeah.
It's not over yet.
It's not over yet.
Not over.
And as soon as you get back, you're fixing to enroll. Are you enrolling this semester, upcoming semester?
I'm enrolling, yes. I should. According everything goes well, I'll be in Bible college this September, I think, is when it starts. Yep.
Yeah.
September, I'll be in Bible college.
Well, your first trimester of the Bible college at Advance Bible College, ABC, with our dear president of the Bible College, Brother Robert Jarvis.
That's the man.
One of the greatest preachers you'll ever hear.
The only way it could get any better
is if
he was president.
No. Everybody would agree that's not true. It would fall apart, fly apart if I were the...
No,
yeah.
Sure.
Oh, yeah, I promise. But you've got some good instructors. Brother Scott Dodson's an instructor there. You've got Brother Todd McKeon, an instructor there. Brother Doug Raines is an instructor there.
Brother Robert Jones.
Robert Jones is an instructor there, a professor. Professor Jones.
Yes.
That is a great education.
Oh, yeah.
And you can stay at home, and it's easily affordable.
Oh, yeah.
And you're able to stay at home and ministry in your local church. Learn from your pastor in regard to the practicalities of the ministry while learning a good theological background of the scriptures and learning how to study. ABC is a choice that you ought to look into. Google search Advanced Bible College.
Yes, sir.
And I am still attached to the college with some work that I do for them. And as a matter of fact, I've got some papers now to grade for the ABC. Well, listen, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Glad you're on board for the days. Hey, I've had you 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, you have.
Isn't that wonderful?
How about that?
Going to bring in some guys next week or two and going to shoot a few podcasts and have a few laughs and real material. Yes. You're not going to get anything real from me and Joe. Yeah. We're just fellowshipping.
Just fellowshipping.
That's it.
Yeah.
Well, you're not drinking any coffee today.
No, I drank mine this morning already.
Yeah, you just drink. You're like a 1 cup a guy.
I like to drink in the morning, unless I'm going to KB's coffee shop.
Unless you're going to the coffee house.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a blessing, old KB's coffee house. What time it is? We might be able to get up to KB's for a cup of coffee.
We might.
Yeah. Be good. Hey, listen, thank you for tuning in today, and you keep pressing on that upward way. We'll see you next week. God bless you.